Hello. 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 That's better. Yeah, it helps when you plug everything in. Hello. So, welcome to a very messy desk. Yes, it's incredibly messy. However, we're going to be working on some stuff. So, going to be working on some basing bits and bobs. So we've got a base that's unpainted. We might get around to doing that. So I found an interesting technique for adding more basing and adding forest-looking stuff. I'll show you the detail because I was generally surprised how this came out. They see all these little bits here that look like leaves and stuff like that. That is this. This is, as far as I can understand, oregano. And it makes very good forest bases. Let's see if we can bring that in. Come on. So yeah, it's an interesting little trick I've learnt today. But yes, I've got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of basting to do. I'm on a bit of a mad one. So all the yellow ones are for custodies. All of the grey ones are for Skaven or going to be undead as well. So yes, we're going to be working through a lot of these. Hopefully we should get a lot done, as there is a bit of a method to the madness today. We should be able to plow through these rather rapidly. So let's just make sure we've got somewhere to work. Right, and then we need somewhere to put them after they're done. Have a think about that. So we're using scale 75 white sands, and we are just going to put them everywhere. Okay. All we do is dry brush these. And then I'm kind of happy with that, to be honest with you. After that point, I'll be putting static grass and stuff on it. So just have to try and get rid of any stain marks. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. So it is starting to warm up back in the UK. The snow is melting actually quite at an alarming rate. I mean, this morning there was snow everywhere. Now there's grass starting to show again. It is defrosting at quite a speed, to be honest with you. So that is the UK's brief snow spot for the year. We won't probably get any more now. And yeah, that kind of ruined us. So my work on Thursday, I went in. It was a bit sketchy getting in because there was snow and everything was a bit slippy, but I made it. Friday, I was straight up like, nah, I'm not trying that. Like, that is just bonkers trying to even go in that snow. And there were buses running around. You're like, guys, you shouldn't. Like, the dustbin people, the mail, everyone that had some sense was just like, nah, not a good idea. Buses were running though. I was just like, you are crazy. I saw so many cars like at the side of the road just abandoned and just nah. A lot of dinged up cars, and I was just, nah. I told my boss no. Yet someone high up, I'm assuming, decided no. No, the offices are open today. Please make your way into work. At which point I was like, you know what? I can't get off my drive. So I am not making my way into work because I cannot get into work without damaging myself or my car. And I don't really fancy doing that for my job. But I bet the person that did make it in, they said the office could be open, probably has a company car, and doesn't really matter to them too much. So, yes. But that's my venting over. I'm done now. But yeah, the snow is thawing. Everything is thawing out. So, we're going to be back to normal again, probably in about a day or so. Which means we should get, hopefully, I'm going to be getting a delivery from some of Luke's flocks that he's doing, which should be cool. I've got an order from Firestorm Games. I need to check in with my man Steve. Got some other bits and bobs that I've got planning. But yeah, I think we're all going to be back to normal pretty soon, which is nice. Nice. English people, we're just not really cut out for any kind of extreme weathers. Really. I mean, like excessive rain, we can't really deal with too well. We can deal with normal rain, like a lot of it, but like excessive normal rain, yeah. Things go wrong a lot. Excessive snowfall, can't deal with that. Massive heat, can't deal with that either. We just can't. We are not designed to deal with it. So, however, normal, everyday life that's a little bit cold, mostly grey skies, we thrive in it for some reason. Graham Riggs in the house. Hello, Graham. How are we doing today? So yeah. But it allowed me an extra day to do some stuff. I took the dog out for a walk, and he got to play in the snow, and it struck me like my company, I'm sure, are going to be stroppy about it, and they were saying they were not going to pay people for not turning up to work and stuff like that because they expect people to show up, even as far as I understand this, even if it does mean endangering your life. So on a moral grounds, heartily disagree with, but either way. But I took my dog out in the snow, and I saw him bounding through the snow, and occasional points where he fell into like a really deep spot, and then he had to like bounce his way out of it and stuff like that. It's like memories like that. I wouldn't have got them if I was at work. So you know what? They can just take the money. That's fine. Don't pay me. I made some memories with my family. So there's a little bit of venting and negativity from my side. That has annoyed me a bit, because that's a big corporation just throwing its weight around and effectively screwing their staff over, which I can usually deal with. I've dealt with big corporations most of my life, but on a moral grounds, there's someone up top that needs a slap. Because that's all it is. Big corporations, it's not, you think it's the corporation that's doing it. It's not. There's a numpty somewhere. And sometimes it's not the MD. Sometimes it's one of his little lackeys who wants to throw his weight around and prove himself. He becomes a grade A tard. And, yeah. That's all the problem is with big corporations. People that are so obsessed with money that they stop caring about being human. So, But that's for another time. So what the intention is on this is to get these bases done. And what I would like to do is get to the point where I can put models on them. Because at the moment I'm holding all the models by their feet or something like that, or part of their gun. And I don't like doing that because it means I have to touch the model and it's not really fully down with that. So I thought, you know what, I'll get the bases done. I'll stick them on the bases because they're all the base coats and stuff like that. It's just the detailing to do. And I could just hold the base. So the idea is get this basing done. Also, it does allow me to carry on working on bases, so I'm learning new tricks. It's kind of like Luke's APS has been inspiring me a bit recently with like terrain stuff. It's a lot more forgiving. It's actually a lot more. There's a lot more detail in it than a lot of the miniatures, surprisingly. It's weird that. I mean, not as much work has gone into it, but there's a lot more detail in it. So you're talking about tiny, tiny, tiny grains of sand. Each one of them combined together in that pattern creates that image. Then you add extra bits and layers and layers and layers and layers on top of that until you get what you're after, which is fascinating. And it's effectively what you do in art. If you're doing like sort of traditional painting, you layer up and you get the detail from the amount of layers you do. So you can make something that's very flat into something that's very detailed very quickly. That's the whole idea. And it goes for all kinds of painting. We're talking about airbrushing, brushwork, even sculpting does the same. You layer up. Yeah, it just makes the image have a lot more depth and character. People use the word character. I wouldn't use the word character because character kind of sort of symbolizes a person or a multitude of emotions and stuff like that, or you get an idea in a sense from it. And I guess in a way, yeah, you could say that, yeah, there's some character to it. I just don't like the word. So Graham's had a bit of a hard time. Had no sleep. The TV arrow came loose last night in the storm and was banging against the chimney all night. Oh, dude, I feel for you, man. That's harsh. Harsh. Hive Mind 3006 is in the house. Hello. Hello. So it's relatively quiet this afternoon. It's a Saturday afternoon. I expect people to be doing stuff and bits and bobs, and I think this is kind of prime time napping time. There's my missus always tends to have a nap around this time. She comes home from work on a Saturday, has lunch, then has the snooze. Atmosphere is a better descriptive. Thank you, Hive Mind. I do, yeah, atmosphere. Let's go with that. I like that. My phone's buzzing. Why is my phone buzzing? Anything important? No. So the cool thing about I'm finding now about this technique I'm doing with basing is I can effectively do it with, I'd say, 2 colors and a wash, which is working out brilliantly. All I really do is spray it a base coat color, then around where the paving slabs are, see, like here, I spray it another color with the airbrush. Then I put a wash over it, and then I dry brush it with the colour that I put on this bit. Then after that, you can have flocks of static grass or whatever you want to do with it, but it's my recipe at the moment, and it works really well. You get some nice effects. I am adding layers though to it. So you start off with like a green stuff base, and these are from the Baseus range. I'm going to be getting some of the green stuff roller pins to see how they go and how they compare. Because a lot of people rant and raving about them. I think if the Baseus pads were more available, then they would do as well. But because they're quite hard to get hold of, I mean, they're never going to be as good, are they? If you can't get hold of them, what's the point in ranting and raving about them? Because you're like, I've got them, you don't. I like them. I think they're amazing products. Just can't get hold of them. It's a shame, really. Real shame. But hey, let's see if Green Stuff World can fill the void there. If they do, it may have converted me. But we'll see how it goes. Right, so we're nearly done with the custody stuff. Ooh, that's quite a nice way of getting a marble effect. That's quite cool. I'm laying over Beholder's eyeballs while waiting for the guy with the scaffolding. So Hive Mind, was that from Green Stuff World? So Hive Mind said he's just sent off for a few sheets of plastic cut embossed with stone paving, corrugated roofing, and diamond anti-slip steel flooring. Hope they're good. Was that from Green Stuff World as well? Because I see they do those. So they seem to be taking over Green Stuff World, to be honest with you. I think they're picking up a lot more momentum now. Definitely like on my radar for stuff I want and stuff I look at it going, oh, I want to get some of that, just to try. Just some cool tools on there, like really innovative. Right. Okay. So first things first. Fixing hell. See on this thing. Yeah, on. Focus. Focus. No problem is stairs end. So, exhales on there. Now, let's carry on with dry brushing. Because, simple fact, we're all doing the same color. So it makes sense not to stop. So, which one? That is Thankor and Bone Ripper's base. This one is going to be for... it was the... Oh, what's the scathing thing of the worm rat, mole rat thing? Brood horror? Brood? Is that what it's called? So now this is an interesting thing because I've been wondering about this and I was going to talk about it, and I was half tempted to message Sam about coming on his show and see if he fancied having another guest on there this evening. So Sam from Wargamer Online is doing a show later on this evening. It's something about how do you restore energy, or how do you get out of a hobby slump, stuff like that. And it made me think. It made me think a fair bit. So, because last time I was on the show with those guys, talked to me a lot about speed painting and batch painting and how do I have the sort of output that I do. Now, I didn't really talk about the side effects of painting so much, because there are side effects. You can't do this much and there not be repercussions from it. Or, like, you know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And there is some logic to it. No, it's Model Railways Company. Slaters didn't realise Green Stuff World did them. The tube and the tentacle roller is a valuable tool. Yeah, I've got the tentacle roller. That's a really handy tool. So yeah, there are some repercussions to painting so much. So when I spoke on their show, I basically told them that I don't paint fast, I just paint a lot. And I do paint a lot. I wake up in the morning, I start painting. It's becoming a little bit of an addiction, to be honest with you. I need to kind of cut it out and do some other things. But I like waking up early. I like experiencing the day more, to be honest. I feel there's a little bit inside me which really hates wasting the day. I don't like sleeping throughout the day because I feel like it doesn't benefit me to be asleep. I sleep when I need to rest. That's fine. But there are some people that love sleeping. They love being unconscious. It baffles me. My missus is like that. She loves sleeping. But I tend to find if I sleep so much, I feel groggy afterwards, and I like feeling good when I'm awake and alive, effectively, and moving. That's what I like doing. So I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of sleeping, because sleeping can be amazing. But I just use it, and if I need to sleep, I sleep. If I don't need to sleep, I won't sleep. And I think I've always been that way. I think some of my older friends could testify with that I would wake up before them. I would always be awake. I would just kind of a fidget ass when it comes to sleeping. So I would always be awake. I think maybe I should have joined the army or something like that, to be fair. Because just wake up and go. But I'm not really a fan. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so I can't really be asked to deal with competing with guys that are much bigger and stronger than me. You know, hey. Kilroy, hello. I managed to catch another one of these. Yeah, it's good to have you on it. There are other things. What heresy is this? Yeah. I have to excuse me. I didn't drink a lot yesterday. I felt really rubbish afterwards, so I'm trying to make an effort today to make sure I get a lot of liquids. Use the puns however you want to, though. So, I do have an idea that I want to clear off my desk and get to the point where there's nothing on it, so I can start filming again and stuff like that. The problem is I keep on putting more stuff on my desk, which is not helping anything. Phones were waffling on me. Which is becoming the whole desk is too busy. It's becoming a bit of a problem, and it's why I haven't been putting out videos and why I only really tend to do these at the moment, because this is not an ideal area for filming something. I don't have the optimum amount of space I need. So I keep on wanting to, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to clear it all off and get it so a fresh desk, and then I can just pick up one model at a time and finish it. But I don't do that. I don't work that way. And it's annoying me that I keep on trying to tell myself that I do work that way, but I don't work that way. So, yeah. That's a cool base. I like that one. yeah. So Kilroy's put in, goddamn, I want to have all my models painted one day. So do I. Will I? Probably not. Probably not. The thing is, I'm stuck in this now perpetual loop where if I play a game and I'm like, oh, I need that unit. Oh, I could try doing that. So, and then I go out and I'm like, oh, I'll go get that. So, for example, that pre-Heresy Thousand Suns Land Raider, literally the week before I played my mate, and he brought a Land Raider, and it was really good. I was like, oh, I need a Land Raider. So I built it up, painted it. Next week, came back with a Land Raider. Then he was like, oh, maybe you should try Predators. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could try Predators. So now I'm looking to try and see if I can find anywhere where I can get hold of Predators, like Space Marine Predators, preferably ones that are not built. I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it, that preferably not pay GW's prices. Chapter Master Varric's in the house. Hello, sir. How are we? Yeah, thank you very much for they are lovely bases. I have to say so myself. I'm only joking. I mean, there's an interesting thing. I've got a friend that casts up models because he's got a business, and I was like, oh, I can make some of these and take them to him. And he's like, it's not as simple as that. So you've got to have a look at how the base is formed, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So, for example, if we have a look at this, let's bring it in a bit closer so you can see. So he said, if you have a look at these bits here, there's kind of a bit of an undercut. He said that won't work in the mold, or like that bit there. There's too much of an undercut on it. It won't work anymore. When you pull it out, it'll just snap. So you need to actually have a think about how you make them, and then think about how they're going to be cast and stuff like that. I was like, okay, very interesting. So yeah, I can't really cast these ones up and then start selling them. However, what I can do is I can base up ones like this, like the square ones. And for all you Kings of War players or old fantasy players, I'm going to base them all up, paint them, and then sell them. So anyone has a need for square bases, I will hopefully soon have a little bit of a range I'm going to be putting out. So I don't know how many I'm going to do, because I actually have to make them and paint them. So yeah, we'll see. You want like a rubble. So Chapter Master Farah just put in, I just bought loads from Dragon Forge. I want like a rubble / temple look for custodians. I think I saw that on one of your videos. Did you put it on a video? I'm sure I saw something like that you were having a look at. I can't remember. It's I tend to watch more Netflix now than I do. I watch some YouTube things, but I don't watch that much. I tend to listen, so like podcasts and stuff. I started getting back into audiobooks, so I'm listening to Deliverance Lost at the moment. So Secure was put. I probably got a 3 foot by 3 foot locker, half full of models, plus about 6 pre-rigged drawers and models. Yeah, chapter master. Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah, I've got a cupboard. I'm gonna see if this will work. Right, I'm gonna try for an motion sickness. There's my cupboard, and it's full of stuff. And I'll just do a little bit of a tour around the room. These are the shelves just above my painting station, full of more models. And now I've got to try and get this back down without it going super weird. So, Valrak, you're going to like this. See these yellowy places here? These are going to be for my custodians. And I'm really sorry about the camera positioning. No. 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 I've got this really weird tripod that is very adjustable. There we go. Kira, I have too much stuff. These ones, Valrak. I'll tell you what. Damn it, I shouldn't have done that, but hey ho. That's got to dry for a minute now because that's done that. So, Valrak, you're gonna like this. Where's my cloth? Cloth. I had a cloth here for wiping stuff. I don't know, but I found a big brush. Right. So, is it under there? No. Okay, I'll have to use my hands a bit. I'll have to find that in a second. So you're gonna like this, all right? Rivendell Tacticus. Right. Bear with me, peeps. Bear with me. What was that? Wait. Yes. Right. Okay. So, sorry about the pause there, folks. Wargamer Lives in the house. Hello. I ordered a ton of Fortran last week, one of each dread type and one of each tank. Nice. Is Eisenhorn worth getting? I don't know. I haven't opened it. I've seen Jojo Man did a review. It wasn't overly great on the details, but it's Eisenhorn. Yeah, so what I was going to do quickly, because there's a method to this madness of why I just brought all these guys out, is I actually do need to get them onto these bases. So when I'm painting them, I'm not holding them, I'm holding the base. So Eisenhorn, all right, Eisenhorns are warped. Oh, that's a shame. So how do you think one of the flying bow Sigmarines would look in steel with black on the wings? Ooh. I'll tell you what, if you could do non-metallic metal wings, that would look pretty cool. Like, I'm thinking like Archangel from X-Men style thing. Not the one from the movie, but the actual like that could be cool. So Sam, hello Sam. Yeah, Sam, I was actually talking about the topic of your show tonight, actually, to be honest with you. I went off on a tangent before I actually got around to actually talking about it. But I was mentioning, obviously, when last time I was on show with Phil talking about speed painting and stuff like that. Oh, damn it. We talked quite a lot about what to do and stuff like that. I didn't talk about the side effects, which I think you're starting to experience now. Yeah, unfortunately, there are some side effects to painting that much. One of them is you actually go stir crazy. And I should have probably emphasized that a little bit more. But you're gonna lose your mind a bit. Right, I need to find one of these which will hold one of these. Right, bear with us 2 secs. The staff as well, but I mean, to be honest with you, staffs, the problem is with them, the staffs, they're a long piece of thin resin. They're gonna bend, they're gonna go a bit nuts, so. Yeah, you're very right, Sam. So Sam said, I've got to catch up with my chat here. Return it all. Stuff is beyond a joke. So yeah, it's so Kilroy. To be honest with you, Kilroy, like non-metallic metal's not that hard. If you've got an airbrush, you could do non-metallic metal pretty easy. If not, it's not overly taxing. I think you'd be okay with it. Just give it a try. At the end of the day, you can but try. I think that's a bit big. That's way too big. Sorry, people. I'm just looking for. I think that's about right. Okay, so a little bit. Right. Because I want to make this show a bit more entertaining, I am going to see, can I, will that slide to that? No. Damn it. Too big. That's frustrating. Now I'm making the show less entertaining because I'm sitting here contemplating how the hell I'm going to get this into there. That goes in there. Will that go in there? No, that won't go in there. God damn it. What I wanted to do was pin these guys to the base, but I seem to have lost the actual chuck bit. What can I do about that? What can I do about that, people? Let's have a think. Everyone's off in the chat. You guys are running the show. Alpha alert to Russian com that does lovely resin figs. They do an Inquisitor Gregor. I wonder if that's supposed to be. They should do some of his retinue. Oh, nice. Fine cast. I wish they could. I think a lot of people wanted Eisenhorn in plastic, to be honest here. Inner cloak doesn't fit the large cloak. It will go well as a mess. Main reason for the real metallic is because I got the whole line of Vallejo metal color paints, and well, yeah, fair enough. I want to use them. Here. Aston what's an entertaining show just had puns. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, how interesting. Now I've lost effectively a thing to put in there. Let's just see if I've got. Have I got some tools? Have I got some tools that will do the job I'm after? Because I don't want to use a hand drill because it'll take me days. But I might not have a choice right now. I'm going to try one last thing. 2 seconds, gents. Probably not. Right. Just one last thought. One last thought. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I have this part of a Dremel. Now, I'm trying to get a thing which goes in there so I can hold a 1mm drill bit in. However, I seem to be missing my Dremel attachments to allow me to do that, which is a little bit annoying. Just a little bit. I don't even know where they've gone. Oh wait, there's one in there. What's that? Come here. Come here. Come here. No, I think you're going to be too big. No, it's going to be way too big for a little one. Ah. A pain in the ass. That one thing you need. It's not bloody there. Yeah. That's a fucking mess. That's annoying. Right. Am I missing something here? Did he just disappear into thin air or something? That one's pretty small. Let's see if that works. I don't know if it will. All right. Nope, I don't know. That just fell straight through. God damn it. Right. May have to resort to plan B or plan C or whatever we're on. Oh, that's incredibly frustrating. One last thought. Nope, don't want to work. Right. Okay. That's annoying. Annoying as shit. So, we're going to have to do something else. Right? Right. Whoop, I thought that was the camera just went down then, but it wasn't. So I'm okay. Right. Let's see. I'm making a mess so quickly. I'm making a mess. Come here. Right. I'm trying to find a very old tool. Yeah. And I found it at last. Everyone's having a chat with themselves. We've got like 11 views. I'm not even doing anything. Right. Okay. That one done right. Right. Is it that one? Take that one out. Put that one in. It works. It works. It works. It works. It's alive, I tell you. Alive! Okay, so. Dremel out of action until I can find the right drill bit. Oh, and now I need these bits again. Oh, something else dropped. Oh, God, something else just dropped. Oh, I was looking for that. Hey, found the top of my Coronis grab carrier. Oh, I'm so happy now. Let me see if I can find something else as well to show you off. So, that's something else I've been working on. Where's the grab carrier? This is one heavy bit of. That is one hefty tank, I'll tell you that. You can sit up there, actually. Don't fall. Don't destroy everything. Right. So. That one's a bit too small. A bit too small. We're just about right. I swear to God, we'll actually do something in a second. Ooh, it's coming down. Right. Now, I need the other component to this. So I have that. I need that. So, 1mm wire, 1mm drill bit. Let's put some custodies to bases. So, let's first off. It's like a dentist thing, isn't it? Okay. It's amazing how quickly this goes from a kind of organized thing to being very messy. Like, incredible speed. Okay, so we're going to need glue and we're going to need activator. Right, I'm sorry, peeps. The tank's going to have to go away because it's just getting in the way. Austin, you need to read John Peterson's 12 Rules of Life. Life book. Do you have 10,000 custody? I don't know. Wargamer Licensing Peterson is a genius, so this may have to be one I have to investigate. Right. Glue. I think I could probably get away with just doing 1 foot. Alright, this is a bit which I always find interesting. If you're trying to get the wire to go in, you have to. No, not starting this. I'm not starting the whole sticking their fingers to everything. Okay, alright. So that one can go in there, like that. So then we put the drill bit there. Ooh. Oh, nope, it's stuck. Guess you need to run that at speed. Right. Number 1. You're gonna work. Why is that super glue? So there we go. As you blokes like the beats from the east. It's been fun. To be honest with you, all the snow's melting now, so not really a lot else going on. It's a lot of people have been losing their minds over it. A lot of people are like, it's no problem at all. Just drive in Arctic conditions. That's fine. It's not dangerous at all. Sovereign abuse. Hello, Dread. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Right. So let's bend that down. Right, we got 1. Let's get some of these big bad boys. Ooh. Let's go with this. Oh, I've got too much stuff here. Right, okay. Let's go with that one. And go with that one. So I think that one works for me. Like that. Alright, let's find a point. Yeah, I pushed the drill bit in. That's annoying. I don't like something in there. Dread's hiding the house as always. Yeah, fair enough, fella. You going to salute this year, Dread? If so, I might see you there. If anyone else is going to salute as well, I shall hopefully see you there as well. Or if you're coming up to ChillCon, which is not that far away now, or 4 weeks, I will be there with Spud and the rest of the gang, doing whatever happens. So I might be starting a new little venture with, well, not a venture, a little interesting project with Paul from the Asylum Wargaming team. We'll see what happens with that. There's something about, like, if you're drilling if you've got 1 mil drill bit and you're putting in a 1 mil bit of wire, it's quite a snug fit. Like, quite a snug fit. How people. Not doing games anymore. You're not looking for models or anything there, Dread? But I'm guessing if you, yeah, it's fair enough. I saw your video on that, mate. Yeah. Makes sense. What was it for? I need to read up and catch up. There's been a serious, Elston, would you recommend someone get millipole / green stuff ready for rolling into base tops? Yeah. It depends what you want to do. I think the green stuff on bases is only really a benefit if you're doing like textured stuff, like these ones done with basing pads. But if you've got like the rollers from Green Stuff World, stuff like that, I would definitely say yeah, they're worth it. Let's try and make that a little bit bigger. Why am I doing so many custodies? I have a problem, to be honest with you. I like collecting. I like painting. I was doing custodies. I've never played a game with them, but I was doing 30k custodies, and then 8th edition dropped, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to paint these because they said they were going to have the rules for the Forge World stuff for them. Lo and behold, only some of them got rules, which is a bit of a shame, but hey. Let's do that. Pull that one down. I just finished watching Altered Carbon as well. If any of you want something to watch, it's a very good show. Oh, there goes something else. I know what this one. I'm just going to go and put that one down. So what else we got going on? Bugger. Good thing I got a lot of drill bits. That's why you shouldn't just have one drill bit, because you do stupid stuff like that. And they go flying. So Pete Higgins, definitely make it to ChillCon. Need to stock up on hobby essentials and do some hobby window shopping. Nice. Although you said widow shopping, which makes it very dark. Like very, very dark. I'm assuming you meant window. Just scale modeling. Fair enough. Fair enough, Dread. Yeah, it's a shame the community went that way with you. It's I always found your videos quite entertaining. And it was always talking to someone. It's always interesting talking to someone who was didn't really beat about the bush at all, which I really enjoy. It's thoroughly enjoyable. Let's go with that. So he's kind of like stepping over that rubble. All right. I might just want to get these guys on bases so they're kind of out of the way and it's a job done. And then we can move on to doing the rest of the bases. Should have said Custodies Galore on the video title, to be honest. Glue. 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 You ever those moments where you've got so many things in front of you that there's something you need and it is right in front of you, but you cannot see it. Excuse me, needed a quick drink. Yeah. It wasn't right in front of me, it was on the floor. Right. So I'm going to bring us back on topic a little bit, because after also solving abuse off. That's good, man. Hope you're all well, buddy. Hopefully I'll catch up with you sometime soon, fella. Whenever I'm next on a hangout or something like that. Yeah, these Telemon are monstrous bad boys. I did watch some of Arch Warhammer's video on the Dark Elder. They are they're quite funny videos. If you want to talk about, as you say, talk about getting dark, there is a dark video. Okay. That should hopefully allow me to stick him. In response to the question from David Meyer, how much points wise, there's some beta rules for them. The Telemon Dreadnoughts are not in the beta rules, so as far as we know at the moment, the Telemon Dreadnoughts, i.e. these bad ones, are not in 8th edition. They're in 30k. And I thought they were around the 300 point mark? I don't know what I'm talking about there, to be honest with you. It's been such a long time since I've actually looked into Heresy. I just like the models now for Heresy, to be honest with you. I love the aesthetic of them. So which ones? So if that's going like that. So I kind of want to go with those bits. So, I was talking about something and I went off on a massive tangent. That's really a weird angle. I need to put his shoulder pad back on as well. So do you have any advice on how to make green stuff into textured sheets? Um, textured sheets. Textured sheets. Depends how big you want to make the sheets. To be honest with you, your best bet, instead of doing the what I've got at the moment, which are the basing pads, these can be a little bit problematic if you don't do a couple of things. So I've improved with them. So one thing I have found is if you put the green stuff on your base, flatten out as best you can, then put it on something flat and press it down so it makes it flat first. Then put it onto these pads, you get a better result. Either that, get some of the rollers from Green Stuff World. I think they'll be really handy for you. Right, let's move you out of the way. I'm going to move this up the way as well. Something just dropped down there. Kilroy, I also need to get some of these spaceships sent back to you soon. So I've done like most of the weapon options so you can detach and put a different one on. So if you want a different variant, you can do. But yeah, I do need to get those back. Should I bother pinning these guys? Nah. Let's just try and... This is going to be a very weak bond. But I'm getting a little bit annoyed with desks being cluttered. I don't mind doing with the dreadnoughts because they're heavy. But the foot guys... Yeah, they can just... Right. Because this is an annoying thing that I have, is if something's taking me too long, I end up getting frustrated with it, and I find it non-productive. So if I can do something a bit quicker, I will. This is not the way you should do it, though. And if they ping off, then I'll just pin them on later. But the idea was to get them onto their bases. So that is what we are going to do. Right. I intend to talk about this. I will catch up in the chat after I've done this. David Myers, I will answer that question once I've talked about this tangent quickly. So Sam is having some burnout issues. Sam from Wargamer Online. And I've had them. It's hard to get past them. It's tricky because you just don't want to do it. It's such a grind. It's such a grind to do it. But if you set yourself that task, then you need to complete that task. Now, that sounds pretty ruthless, and just go, yeah, you said you're going to do it, so you got to do it. There's a reason why you need to do it. One, once it's done, you don't have to do it again. Two, if you don't do it, everything else joins the big pile. Now, ways of stopping it happening. Paint other minis. Break, have a paint on other minis. Paint something else, just paint some skin on something else. So if you're painting skin, paint some armor. You know, do something different. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't take a lot of practice. Second of all, no, that's third of all. Second. Think about this. I think this is possibly the crux to everything that I think we all experience when we have hobby burnout. Think about the balance between your personal life and the hobby and what it's doing. Now, if it's starting to damage your real life, you need to stop. There's no way around that. You need to stop. If you're doing it in, like Sam and Phil's case, they're doing it for a tournament. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I probably would not have chosen to go with a new army for the tournament. I probably would have worked with what I had and then driven towards that. But I can understand it's such an excitement. It's like, cool, yeah, I'm going to do something cool so we can, and especially because you team out with Patrick, yeah, it sounds like a really cool idea. But it wasn't an army ready. So instead of play testing the army, you're now just panicking about getting it painted. That can have more damaging effects on you than you initially think, because it starts creating a panic mode in your head and you stop enjoying what you're doing because it becomes a chore now because you've got to do it. So it's easy for me to say you've got to do it. You've got to do it. But when you're in this like trap where you've got to do it and you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. No one wants to do something they've got to do. People want to do what they want to do. They don't want to do something they've got to do. Now, if it ends up being the same thing, then you're right. But if not, then no. No, it's not okay. So advice. Just for retrospective, and maybe Sam can use this in the show. How to get around it, how to stop it. Now that's a tricky thing. I don't know if you can. Don't know if you can stop burnout. I think it's a natural, possibly a natural progression of painting. The question is, are you more frustrated with the fact that you have to keep on stopping to do real life stuff? Is it a case you're getting frustrated because you're spending so long doing something, yet you're not achieving the speed you think you should be achieving? In which case you need to have a look at what you're doing, and you may need to actually take a breather from the quality that you're running at. So if you're doing something to a standard you appreciate, you go, yeah, that's the standard it should be at, but you're never going to get it done in time, you need to reevaluate that and say, okay, what's more important? Is it more important that I get this done and I take a hit to my quality? Or is it more important that I have good quality miniatures? That I can't answer for you. That is a question you need to ask yourselves. There's nothing that can be done about that, to be honest. You just have to. You can't do one without the other. Now, it may seem that everyone thinks, oh, some people are just good, they can do stuff really fast, so good quality. But I mean, people think that of me, and that's not really the case. I don't personally think my quality is as high as it should be. I could do a lot more, but I don't want to. So I'd rather be done than not done. So I could make them, so put loads and loads of effort into them. But yeah, is there a point to that? Will someone see the little brown line underneath the person's shin pad? No, probably not. In which case, there's no point in really going that far. So maybe have a look at what you're doing and say, okay, what's more important? Does this need to be done? Hence, what I'm doing right now is it's more important that I get these guys on their bases so I can start painting them rather than them be pinned there. At the end of the day, I should have pinned this dreadnought to his base, but I didn't. I've just glued him on. He's staying there, and I can paint him like that. I probably may need to pin him later on, but for the moment, I've got him done. That is the goal completed. So that's the question: is what is more important? And only you can answer that. That is the way of things. But hopefully it'll give you some retrospective thought, and it might alleviate the pressure if you just go, right. So yeah, I can't do that. Let's do something else then. I'm trying to get this guy to stick on his base, but it doesn't seem to be working. Contemptor's feet are a lot bigger than I thought they were. Damn it. Damn it. Do it. Do it. He starts sounding like the Emperor from Star Wars. Okay, right, so I'm just going to move these two big bases out of the way and give you just a quick shot at the custodians before I move back on to doing bases. All these pinned back in. And we'll have a quick look at the chat as well and just see what questions we got, and I shall answer as best I can. Yeah, his arm's falling off. Again, I should have magnetized that, but I can't be bothered. So that's that out of the way. Yeah, you could put a shoulder pad on him. Well, no, maybe not. Alright, quick shot for you. Let's move them as well. He's supposed to have a sword arm. He's supposed to have a shield arm, but he didn't. Here's another big dude there. Terminator, Terminator, Terminator. Terminator, Terminator, Terminator. Go, dude, at the front. Camera's been knocked since I've been doing all this as well, so let's actually give you a proper shot. There we go. Right, so custodies on bases. It's kind of what we're aiming for. So they can go away and I can go back to doing bases. And I'll work on the rate. So let's just have a quick look back through the chat. Probably had a quick paint query. What do you recommend to thin scale 75 paints? Mine always seem to be a bit thick. I used to use Vallejo thinner, but I've actually picked up some of their scale 75 thinner. It works a treat, to be honest with you. If you can get some of this stuff, it works a treat with the paints. Flow aid or medium? Depends what you want. Medium's quite good if you want to increase the amount of what you get on something. Flow aid's better if you... I don't really use flow aid too often, to be honest with you. So I use drying retarder, but I don't really use flow aid. I'm using Green Stuff World rollers, but I've never been able to get them to work 100%. Yeah, I've got some of the rollers on the way, hopefully, so I can maybe get you a bit more up to speed once I've had a look. So Dave Myers, new to painting, any advice for a beginner? Watch some YouTube videos. Stuff like Warhammer World, they've got some good videos. Warhammer TV, sorry. Thin your paints is quite crucial. I know people waffle on but it's actually quite a crucial thing. Start slow. Start slow. Just paint something. Don't expect it to be amazing straight off the bat. It's one of those things. You'll get better as time goes on. I'd probably say avoid Facebook unless you are looking for criticism. Like, don't stick them on group pages unless you're looking for criticism to help you get better, because people will. And sadly, it's the day of the age of the internet where people will just reel off whatever they feel like is coming out of their head. So it can be a little bit brutal, a little bit disheartening. So I tend to tread carefully when it comes to showing off your work. Thin your paints, wash your brushes afterwards, keep them somewhere safe. Always know that you can go back and you can do more. Like, you don't have to say I'm done at this point. You can say you're done and that's happy, ready to play. That's fine. There's nothing stopping you going back at a later date and painting more again. So just bear that in mind. And if you need to, just paint one color at a time on multiple models. It does help batch painting a bit. Gilroy says that vodka works as a good thinner. Oh, didn't know that. I just stopped smoking for 5 minutes when I'm feeling burnt out. Yeah, that's fair enough. I've mind that is something you want to do. If I get it for... So Hive Mind, if I'm getting frustrated, I paint something else. I haven't ever not wanted to paint before. I think maybe there'll be moments where maybe you have, but it's more just like, oh, I need to go to bed or something like that. I grant you may be completely obsessed with it. I don't know your own life at the end of the day. So I've definitely had moments where I've not wanted to paint, but it's more that I feel content, and it's like, oh, I could play some computer games now, hang out with the missus, play with the dog, go for a walk, something like that. I think that's just part of it. You need to do other things. You can't do this all day, every day. It's just drive you nuts. I'm just excited for LB and Jerry. Real trousers. Yeah, I've got real trousers on today, not pajamas. Having a chat. Cool. Right. Okay. Cool. I think I've answered everyone's questions, so we can now rock on back to getting custodies out the way. So, let's move that. Let's move that. I've got too much stuff ready to be painted now. So Telemon's going away. We've got a load of Vertis Prey Tools as well, which I'm doing. So, but they're going on the see-through basis, so not really part of this pot thing. I do need to get some more custodians. Actually, no, I'll tell you what, there are a couple of things. I do want to try and get hold of some predators. Space Marine, or Chaos Space Marine predators. Cultists, I think I got sorted. Zangors are an interesting thing I want to get hold of. I'm trying to find out the best way of getting hold of Zangors on discs. So if anyone knows a good way of getting them that's not going to crucify me money-wise, let me know. Because they're quite viable in the Thousand Suns army now. So, and I run Thousand Suns. So I may give them a try in the near future. Right. Custodes. Away! Okay. Right. Just to show you as well. Put that away. That away. That away. Put wire away. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup here. You can't really see what's happening. Pink horrors. Get out of it. So, I mentioned earlier in the stream that this base is for Thanquil and Bone Ripper. So that's going to be his base. Which works pretty well, I think. So, here's another project I've got to do. This base here, jungle base, it's going to be for this guy. It's going to be my Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, but it's a much better version of a Dragon Ogre. So that's going to be cool. So real too competitive. Can't let you beat me. I'm off to put on pants. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right, what else we got going on? Watch as many tutorials as possible. Another great dude I like to watch is Vince Venturella. Hobby cheating videos, as many tutorials. Watch them, see what you like. Yeah, you will find out who you like, who you don't like, what's what, everything like that. It's part of a journey at the end of the day. So don't ever feel discouraged if you're not as good as someone. Definitely don't feel discouraged by it. It's not necessarily a race. It's not a competition. Unless you want to make it into a competition, then hey, that's your own decision. But excuse me, one last little bit of tidying up I'm doing here. You can always get better. I never really understood the point when I was painting models And sooner or later, someone goes, you know what, that's really nice. And you're like, oh, okay. That's a first. And then, yeah. 2 seconds. I think I may have a dog invasion coming in at any moment now. I can hear someone walking about. I have far too many models. Just saying. Right. Okay. So luckily, brush is probably dry now. So if you were here from the start, my initial job was basing. I've moved the camera again, haven't I? And let's get back to that interruption of custodies. I think that was all inspired by Chapter Master Varak, that last little segment. Alistair, you need to get 3 custodies, do a bit of conversion work, then name them Larry, Curly, and Mo, and you'll have the 3 stodies. Very good, very good. So, now, I'm also working on a new little thought of mine. I'll show you in a second. And I don't know if this is just wasted time and effort, but we'll see. It's an interesting little thing. It doesn't cost me a vast amount. So I just do it when I'm doing the rest of my basing, but started doing square bases. No, I'm not playing anything that's got square bases, but I thought I've got loads of these square bases that I really don't want to throw them away because I'm just, kind of a bit of a hoarder like that. But I don't mind painting them up, tarting them up, and then selling them. Question is anyone going to buy them? That is the question. What's the time? 20 past 4. Not too bad, not too bad. The weather's warming up a bit. It wasn't overly freezing today. And it's nice to have a little snow blip and then it just goes back to normal again, which is quite nice. I like that. Otherwise, you start running into all kinds of issues of trying to get into work and your car doesn't want to go. There is a dog outside my door. I can hear a squeaky ball. You hear that? I think he wants to come in and say hello. Loki, do you want to come in? Okay, all right, 2 seconds. I'm going to go open the door now, man. Hang on. Sorry about that. Dog wanted some attention, so give him a cuddle. So, yes. So I'm going to wrap the show up pretty soon. So, but thank you all for coming in and joining. It's been rather entertaining. So a lot of people chatting away, which is a bit different to what I usually get. But yeah, glad you could all join in and say hello. If you do have any other questions, queries, or anything like that, if you want to get in contact, there is a Facebook page of mine called Elster Nations Minis. Go on there, drop me a message, whatever like that. I do commissions, but if you just want to chat about whatever or ask me a message about something, I'm more than happy to answer away. Yeah. If anyone's interested in these, as I said, I'm not entirely sure who's going to want these, but if anyone is interested in purchasing these, either drop me a message or keep an eye out, and sooner or later they'll either shop on Facebook trading group or eBay or something like that. I'm not entirely sure where, when. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I don't really know. I want to do a little bit more to get them to the point where they're quite appealing. To me, this isn't quite enough at the moment. I think they need like a little bit of flock or something like that, just to break up the color a bit. Yeah, and the next half an hour or so is me just doing this. So I'll tell you what, on that note. And panted, even combed the hair and beard. Well done, Surreal. Well done. I'm about to leave, so I'm gonna say you're winning for the small part of this bit, but I'm about to leave, so till next time, I guess we'll resume the competition for wearing trousers, because I'm English and we say trousers instead of pants. But hey, yeah, I shall leave you lovely people to it. I hope you will enjoy your snow day. I hope you've enjoyed the view of the custodies, or some of the custodies I've got. That's not all of them. And yeah, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully, I'll catch up with you sometime soon. Sam will be doing a show at some point this evening. Pop along to his channel. Say hello to the guys at Wargamer Online. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Be safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.